Pokemon typings. How confusing can these things get? Pokemon like Solgaleo literally translating to the Sun Lion is a Steel Psychic type? Where's the logic at? So, as I do with my video explaining the Ultra Beast typings, we're gonna do it again, but this time we're gonna be tackling the legendaries. Speaking of us, Axellian, go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hey, how's it going everyone? My name's Axellian, and today I'm going to be helping Whoops out with explaining the legendary Pokemon typings. Since, you know, he could probably use the mind of a genius Pokemon master.
Yeah, that I guess. Whatever gets me your help. Real quick before we start the video though, I just want to preface this by saying, since these are legendary Pokemon and some of them have not been released yet, there's a strong possibility that something could go wrong. We can only give our best, but don't worry, they do say 2 heads are better than 1, so I think we'll be more than qualified to handle this. Right, Axel?
Yeah, let's knock this one out of the park. Let's go ahead and explain these legendary typings to the people.
Yeah. Rolling, I can never get enough. I've been up too long and I way too drunk, but we straight up in it and we feeling it.
So if we're going in order of the decks, which, spoiler alert, we are, then the Island Guardians are up first. They all share the Fairy typing, and as an explanation for that, we have that most Fairy type Pokemon want to protect and heal whatever they can. The Fairy types are always looking out for others in whatever ways they can, and this is perfect, considering each of the Tapus guard an island and protects the people there, in most cases.
As for their individual typings, for Tapu Koko, we've gathered that the electric typing comes from its speed. Lightning strikes fast, and so does Tapu Koko. It's also said to be able to store electricity by closing itself inside the shells on its arms. Tapu Lele is based on a butterfly, and in many cultures, butterflies are symbolic of the dead communicating with the living. This may sound like it's pointing to Tapu Lele being a ghost type, but when you consider that the people who talk to the dead are literally called psychics, it makes a lot of sense.
Tapu Bulu's dex entries all point to it using plants to its advantage. In its Pokemon Sun entry, it is said that it causes vegetation to grow and then absorbs the energy from its growth. And then in Pokemon Moon, it is said that it uses plants to immobilize its enemies and then horns them to death. And finally, Tapu Fini. If it's not enough for you that it's a fish, then it's also said that it can literally control water and purify it.
So for starters, we want to address the one that everyone's been talking about, Solgaleo. Why is this thing not a fire type? I mean, it's the Sun Lion, so logically it won't only make sense,
Well, you see, Solgaleo is simply an emissary of the sun, so it's not actually the sun. Its steel typing could be derived from the ancient Greeks thinking the sun was a ball of molten metal in the sky, making it not a fiery ball of gas, but instead a floating liquid metal ball of death and destruction.
Huh, that's cool. It could also be symbolic of the fact that the lion eating the sun is an alchemic symbol for purifying metals. Metals equaling steel, and yeah, I think you get the point.
As for its psychic typing, this pretty much goes for all 3 of the main legendaries. Those of course being Solgaleo, Lunala, and Nickrosa. The psychic typing in Japanese is the Esper type. That of course being broken down into the ESP, which stands for extrasensory perception, also known as a sixth sense. Solgaleo and Lunala specifically have the sixth sense in their power to open up their third eyes and hop between dimensions. Also, the psychic typing is given to most celestial beings, which Solgaleo and Lunala most certainly are. A perfect past example of this sort of thing being used would be in Espeon. This Pokemon is strongly tied to the sun, and because of the celestial familiarity, Game Freak gave it a gemstone in its head that is meant to represent a third eye, in the same way they did for Solgaleo and Lunala. Lunala is like the physical embodiment of the night sky. It absorbs light, and when it spreads its wings, it is said to show within them the night sky. It is said that Lunala could be a nod to one of the Hawaiian species of bats, those being the hoary bat or the ghost bat. It could also be based on the Itzpapalotl from Aztec mythology, which is some skeletal goddess star demon wing thing. From Mayan mythology, it is thought that it could represent the Kemazotz, which is their bat god, with its name translating to something close to death bat. This bat was associated with night, death, and sacrifice. Sounds pretty Lunala-like, don't you think? So with all of its origin relating to death and the night, it is pretty clear why this thing is a ghost type, and as we mentioned before with Solgaleo, its psychic typing likely comes from the game wanting to keep the legendaries sharing a type, but also because Lunala is a very powerful otherworldly Pokemon, and it also uses its third eye to hop between dimensions, giving it celestial powers.
So for Nickrosa, we gathered that since it is a form from another world, it would likely fall into the Psychic category. And as for how it has no secondary typings, we have a few ideas in mind as well. Nickrosa is a Pokemon that absorbs light. Even its signature move, Prismatic Laser, is just it gathering light and then firing it off as a laser beam. Since Pokemon ultimately lacks the light type, the Psychic type has often been compared to it. This could also be supported by its ability, Prismatic Armor, which makes super effective moves less effective. Light is often seen as a counterpart to Dark, so it would make sense that it's not completely weak to it. Cosmog and Cosmoem don't really require too much explanation, as they're said to be from space, and we already covered that space Pokemon are essentially Psychic types.
Magearna's typing is also one of the easier ones to place. Magearna was created by a scientist about 500 years ago and was built with the soul heart in its chest. Its steel typing likely comes from the fact that it was created to be the first Pokeball, and I don't think they would use some cheap plastic when creating a holding cell for mystical and powerful beasts. It is also said that Magearna feels other Pokemon's pain and thus has a need to protect them, which is what the fairy types are all about. But I'm not gonna lie, Magearna sends off a lot of mixed signals here, since when a Pokemon faints, she absorbs its power into her soul heart and boosts her stats. I don't know, it's some pretty creepy stuff right here.
And finally, we have our obscure little guy known as Marshadow. There isn't too much known about it, but what we do know about it is that it's a fighting ghost Pokemon, and it will likely be distributed in the future, given that it's classified as a mythical Pokemon, similar to Magearna. It's thought that this Pokemon is based on shadow boxing, since various descriptions say that it likes to hide in the shadows and copy others' movements. It's also thought to have similarities to the Hawaiian Night Marchers, who are basically warrior fighting spirits in their culture.
Well, that's gonna wrap it up for this video, guys. I hope you did enjoy, and if you did, make sure to drop a like as it is greatly appreciated. Subscribe for more Pokemon content. If you really enjoyed, maybe hit that bell below and check out some of my other videos. Also, feel free to let us know which legendaries are your favorites from this generation.
Well, thanks for having me, Whoops. But remember, there's other strong Pokemon in Alola as well, not just legendaries. And a lot of them have a lot of dark stories behind them. For example, we have a lot of the Mega Pokemon that returned from last generation. Actually, we should probably talk about that over on my channel. You guys should come too. If you click on the annotation on the screen right now, we should be able to hop over there and maybe decide which Mega Pokemon is the darkest.
And I'll see you guys in the next one.